TikTok influencer convicted of double murder.
Where was that?
So we stayed here and then we went straight to Nottingham.
Right. Okay. In the Audi.
Yes.
Right.
May Bukhari was a rising social media influencer, but when she set up two men and it resulted in them being murdered, she turned on everybody that she had conspired with to do this crime. Herself and her mother lied to the police on several occasions, and her police interview, which has now been released, shows to the extent that she believed she was going to get away with the double murder of these two men.
Come right in front of me, not very close. I've always.
She tried to get everybody caught. I can't fuck with her, man. She ratted. She didn't say no comment. I ain't fucking with her. If she'd have came there with the no comment, yeah.
I said to myself, I'm a very good driver when it comes to this. I've been driving for 5 years, 45 years, and I said to myself, always keep a 2 to 3 second rule gap. Always, when I've said to myself, always done that. So this car's come not close. I've always braked. So I was doing 60, it was 70. I think 70 on the dual carriage or 60. I was doing 50 straight away. Went back. Went to 50 to 60, went back. This car didn't do anything to me. I don't know who, just a normal car going on the right to the left. The silver car, I don't know which brand it was, model. It comes zooming down. I've kept the 2 to 3 second rule gap, and then the blue Leon's in front, and I'm at the back. This silver car's come and cut into the middle, so we're basically all three cars very close. I braked. And I said to my mum, what is this car trying to do? And my mum said, May, just keep your distance. Everything's going to be okay. It's okay. Just a reckless few people just reckless because they know it's all the way down. If there's any cameras, there's going to be cameras. They must know there's no cameras.
The victims were Saqib Hussain and Mohammed Izzajuddin. They were both aged 21 and they died instantly when their vehicle was rammed off the A46 in Leicester during the early hours of the 11th of February last year. They crashed into a central reservation barrier and a tree, and they died instantly from multiple injuries. The car then burst into flames, and minutes before this, Mr. Hussain, who was the passenger in the car, had made a call to the police stating that he was being chased by people and they were about to ram him off the road and he was going to die. A murder investigation was launched, and May Bukhari's mother, Answin Bukhari, was arrested alongside Rish Jamal, Rikan Karwan, Sanaif Gullah Mustafa, Amir Jamal and Natasha Akhtar from Birmingham alongside Mohammed Patel. They were all charged with the murder of Mr. Hussain and Mr. Izzajuddin. The first trial fell apart and the judge reordered...
What's up with Mom? Mom trying to get hit.
She definitely trying to get hit.
Mom trying to get hit.
She outside thugging?
Thugging and bugging. They lining niggas, she thugging and bugging.
And Mr. Izzajuddin. The first trial fell apart and the judge reordered another trial, and it is only now, after 8 weeks at Leicester Crown Court, 4 of them have been found guilty of murder and 4 of them guilty of manslaughter. Mohammed Patel was found not guilty of manslaughter or murder. The police discovered during the investigation that Mr. Hussain was having a relationship with Answin Bukhari. This had been going on for around 3 years, but Answin was married and she tried to end the affair, and Mr. Hussain had made threats to expose her to her husband with sexual images and videos that they had shared together.
Real nigga shit. Said, yeah, you ain't gonna stop giving me that pussy. I'll tell your husband. Nah, bitch, I need some more. She said, nah, we gotta kill him. We gotta kill him. This nigga about to fuck up my marriage. Nigga said, yeah, nah, he got the money too, though. You know, them Arab niggas be having that money on. You see them niggas had the lamb chop on the block. Them niggas was moving dusty out here. Yeah.
Husband with sexual images and videos that they had shared together. Answin had said she would pay money to Mr. Hussain that he had spent during the relationship and also to get rid of the images. Mr. Hussain had agreed to meet her in a car park in Leicester. Mr. Hussain arrived in the car park in a Skoda Fabia that was driven by his friend Mohammed. CCTV showed the Skoda driving into the car park.
Mommy was wild. Mommy was sucking that dick on camera with her husband at home. She ain't got no respect. Now you want to get rid of Now you want to get rid of the video and the pictures.
They would have probably killed her.
Killed her. Where they at? Where this shit at? They said it's in the U.S.
You know the Muslim joints be dying when they be cheating on their husbands. They be getting stoned and shit, gang.
Getting stoned?
They be getting stoned to death, bro.
Stoned to death is
The
crazy.
whole village lined up in front of them, picking up stone. Boom, boom, boom.
Damn. She's fucked.
Like that, she can't lie.
She's fucked.
but immediately leaves when they realise that this has been a setup. An Audi TT car and a Seat Leon car followed the Skoda out of the car park 2 minutes later. The cars then immediately started to chase them, and this is when Mr. Hussein made the phone call to the police. The collision itself was never caught on camera, but during May's interview she made a lot of different claims involving the fact that she knew nothing that was going on. Inquiries at the scene by the forensic collision crash investigator established that the Skoda Fabia had hit the central reservation and collided with a tree. The impact was so severe that the car split into two and the engine was detached from the vehicle. Mr. Hussein and Mohammed died instantly from multiple injuries before the fire took hold. The detailed police investigation retrieved hours of CCTV from different locations, and this included the lead up to the incident that occurred. A tracker was fitted to the Audi TT, and this was a hire car, and it showed that it had reached speeds of up to 100 miles an hour during the chase, and the speed of the Skoda at the time of the collision was estimated to be 80 miles an hour. The tracker on the Audi TT showed heavy braking after the crash and reduced its speed to 62. The Audi and the Seat were said to have continued across the A46 before reaching a junction where two people were getting out of the vehicle. They inspected the damage to the car before getting back in and driving off. Both the Audi and the Seat Leon were found to have driven past the crashed vehicle before and later drove back past the collision site. None of them called the police. Answering Bukhari and Mehek Bukhari and Akhtar were arrested on the same morning of the collision. Rish Jamal and Karwan were arrested days later, and Amir Jamal and Gula Mustafa were arrested several months later. Senior investigating officer in the case, Mark Parrish, said this was a callous and cold-blooded attack that ultimately cost two men their lives. After setting Mr. Hussein and Mohammed up, chasing them at high speed and then ultimately running them off the road, none of the defendants made any attempt to help them or call the police. Instead, they all drove off and drove past the collision site and still offered no help. As the defendants found guilty were arrested, charged and stood trial, their lies continued and they tried to cover their own tracks and gave no concern for the victims' families.
So they've gone all the way down, they've cut into my car. I've kept my distance, I braked. I think got to at least 40 because there was no cars behind me. Going to 40, this car was not threatening me, but agitating the blue car. Agitating blue, so the blue car went onto the right lane, which is the overtaking lane, and the silver car went onto the right lane with the same car as the blue. So then the blue car went onto the left, and the silver car kept to the left, and it was just harassing. Like the blue car was trying to let you go, like go, you can go now because I'm letting you go, but this silver car was not letting the blue car go. So I was thinking, okay, well they're not agitating me, they're not trying to put me off my driving. I'm going on my left lane, I'm further away from these cars. So like I said, they were doing their own thing. I've gone past on the right lane now. The blue car's in front always, the silver car was behind. I've gone past and I've gone further away from this car on the left side, and then the blue car has caught up with me on the right side. I don't know who they are, I didn't even see the silver car as well. And the silver car, all I
no
hear is
comment!
you can hear like a bang, but not a big bang. It was like you hit behind me basically. The silver car hit the blue car at the back like a touch, but you can tell the blue car has gone a bit faster. So I looked at my mum and I goes, Mum, what is going on? What is wrong with, are they, I don't know if they're drunk, what are they trying to do to this blue car in general? So Mum was me, like I said,
She said the car hit the blue car in the back, but you could tell the blue car going a little faster. Like, why was that shit going faster if this nigga just rammed in the back of the shit? Like, it ain't going that fast. It ain't going faster than the other car that rammed in the back of it.
Bitch, you're not involved, you don't know what's going on, you just go straight on and leave it. I go,
She
okay,
run her fucking mouth.
this blue car's gone straight now, and this silver car's gone behind. And as soon as I said, Mum, as soon as we see a slip road, we're gonna go to a slip road. We've gone forward, and the silver car's hit the back of the blue car. The blue car, see it, like Leon's gone, completely gone. As soon as I've turned around, the silver car's gone. Out from I didn't see. All I've seen is they've hit, and all I see is like a swerve. The Silver car swerved.
He said that the families of the victims in the past 16 months have...
She bad. I ain't gonna lie. I might write her. I'm capping. I ain't write her. Nah, she bad though. I'll be out there in April. Like I'll pull up on the VI on a visit.
Silver car swerved.
He said that the families of the victims in the past 16 months have been through a lot, and the trials that they've had to go through have been heartbreaking. And the police sent their heartfelt condolences to the families and thanked them for their cooperation throughout the investigation. It was May's mother's affair that led to a catalyst of events that led to the death of two men that didn't deserve to die and were far too young. This has also resulted in a mother and a daughter facing life behind bars for the choices that they made. The moment that May suggested to her mother that she could get people to hurt these men that were trying to blackmail her was the moment that she decided to become a criminal and was no longer a victim of crime. Her social media influence is now long but a myth and a dream and the past, and she threw everything away that she potentially could have got in the future by making these decisions that have affected the rest of her life and changed other people's lives forever. Saqib's family said that he was a very young man and he was kind and compassionate, caring and sensible, and they are struggling to come to terms with their loss. They are grateful to the court for everything they did to bring justice for their family, and Saqib's death has brought so much sadness to their family and so many people that knew him and cared about him. Everyone who knew Hashim, the driver of the vehicle that crashed, said his death was a massive loss to the family and the whole community that he was from. He was a cheeky young person and he was a very handsome man, and he had a beautiful smile and was also good inside. Hashim would always put others first, and this is what he was doing that day when he agreed to help his friend to go to the meeting to make sure that he was okay. So when I send my condolences to the family of Sadiq and also Mohammed, and just to really remember how easily
No.
Niggas bugging, bro.
Man, they're supposed to be sitchy.
Like, what? Now you had these niggas drive you off the road.
Niggas drove you off the road. Nah, they ain't gonna get life. She ain't gonna get no life for this shit.
She ain't get life.
Hell no.
it is for you to throw your life away and to risk it all for something that really isn't worth it. So I really appreciate you joining me today, and thank you for following this story over the past year. And I really want to hear what people have to say, and please don't forget to pay your respects in the comments. I'll be back again very shortly with some more news, and follow on social media as well at Scarcity Studios, and don't forget the website scarcitystudios.com.
I gotta hit her up, man. We gotta get her TikTok password. Yeah. We gonna have to get her TikTok. We gonna have to get her TikTok password. She gotta post Squeeze reactions on her TikTok. If y'all see that, just know that I scoped it. You heard? If y'all see that, just know that I scoped it. Yeah. Yeah, I scoped it, nigga. What you talking about?